Hello and howdy, people of the internet. Welcome to CD Lost Tapes, episode 2. I am one of your hosts today. I'm Uncle Dylan, here with some friends of mine.
That's us, baby.
My name's Tristan. I was on the previous episode. Excited to be here for this one.
So with that man out of the way, it's time for me. My name is Nicholas. You all obviously know me by now, of course.
What's up, fellas? My name's Will. I was also here the last episode. Yeah, let's get. Oh, wait, hold on. We got to introduce Level as well.
Yeah, we got a new person this time.
Yeah, I'm new. My name is Level. Nick is my favorite so far.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. That might make you not last long on the show, but welcome.
I'm glad.
Wait, hold on.
We've heard the
That's
CD.
dissing me too.
So, gentlemen, something fucking happened to me at work this week.
Let's hear it.
Go on.
So I was, taking a shit like I do. Boss makes $1 and whatnot. And
Clocked in, yes.
yeah, so I was up where the toilets are where I work. The toilet, like the stall, faces the door, right? And it's a small bathroom. It's just like one stall for a toilet, a urinal that's blocked off, and then a sink. So I'm in there, lock the door behind me, I take a shit, and I'm like playing on my phone. I don't remember if I was actually taking a shit or not. I might have just been killing time. I don't fucking know. Well, some dude walks in, right? I'm playing on my phone, and he goes to take a piss. And I'm just sitting there like, whatever, okay. And I'm like playing, I think I'm probably playing a match of Magic, the Gathering on my phone. And I just hear him go, oh, yeah, that's hot.
Bruh.
I sit here and I look up and I'm like dumbfounded because this dude just fucking took a piss and like moaned in a very like sexual manner. And I'm like, there's no way he doesn't know I'm in here. Because first of all, you walk in and you have to see my feet underneath the fucking stall.
Yeah, unless you're a fucking idiot, you're wearing like a reverse hat that blocks the lower half of your vision.
Second of all,
Just
it
lost in the sauce.
Yeah, but that sauce would have had to go on to my second point, which is, it had to fucking stink in there, because either I was taking a nasty ass shit, or it was just my fucking butthole radiation. So,
I don't like that term.
I was completely dumbfounded. I was just 1 minute taking a shit in peace, and then just, oh yeah, that's hot. And I'm like, what? Dude, who the fuck are you talking to?
The question I have to ask is, do you think that he was saying that his piss was hot? Or that it was attractive
The stench?
in some way? Yeah, the stench.
You think he was chilling with the stench?
Maybe. I don't
Probably
fucking know.
floated in there like a cartoon character fucking going towards fresh cooked pie on a windowsill.
But it's your fucking mud pie on the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, there was a fresh mud pie in there, and he fucking floated in there, and he was like, damn, the door's locked. Looks like I'm going to take a piss real quick while I sniff this boy out. Try to figure out what he had for dinner last night.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here, and I'm like playing a card game on my phone, and it's just, yeah, that's hot. I'm like, what? I just like look up, and I'm staring at this dude.
Like this when you wish you fucking had a gun.
I'm staring at this dude's back. That, or I wish I had like more balls to like be confrontational. Like I wish I had the balls to just be like, dude, what the fuck?
You should have just been like, yo, man, what the fuck?
You should have been like, yeah, you know what? That is hot.
What's hot? You should have just went, what's hot? And if he would have went, my piss, you would have went, okay.
And also, because I'm a big guy.
For you.
For you.
And I'm staring at the fucking door. I watch whoever comes in and out of that bathroom. I can see through the cracks. I know who this dude is. You have a mirror
set up so you can see?
I know who this dude is. And he's a really friendly guy. And now every time he says hi to me, I just kind of go like, hi.
I know what you did last summer.
Look, maybe he just enjoyed taking a piss, alright? Who are you to judge this man?
Maybe you should do a little investigation and try to pay attention to his behaviors at the urinal from now on.
Maybe he was aroused by his own penis.
Is he a regular moaner? maybe he had been holding it in and this was an emergency piss and he was like, oh,
No.
Jesus, that was a relief.
That's fine, right? I'm guilty of that too. Who the fuck goes, oh, that's hot though? Like,
admittedly, yeah, when you say that, that's pretty sexual.
Maybe it's a genetic.
Like that's a sexual grouping of words.
I'm like, the only thing that could have made it worse is if he was like, you like that, you little whore, like, or something like that, you know?
Yeah, like take that.
Getting real direct.
No, that'd be even more disturbed, and that would just absolutely confirm it. But now you're just left in this state of, the trauma's not resolved. There's no closure.
You really got to look into this.
Yeah, he kind of ruined my shit. I sat there the whole time that I was like,
the vibes. You're like, fuck yeah, I'm getting a moment of fucking peace, playing some fucking cards
right
on the clock.
Right, kicking somebody's ass with my dope-ass magic deck, and then next thing I know, somebody's fucking moaning. And it's a tiny bathroom, so it's not like it's easily quiet in there, you know?
How many stalls are... Is it one of those...
It is one stall, one urinal, one sink.
I don't think you're...
Oh, Jesus Christ. So you were in close quarters with this guy.
I could have probably...
How big are you trying to make the fucking bathroom sound like if the sound wasn't going to travel? Because, like, that's a fucking spacious...
The bathroom's like half the size of my bedroom.
Like, I've seen some big bathrooms.
No, that's disturbed, man.
No, like, fucking...
You might want to file a restraining order if you're not going to directly confront him and be like, hey, man, do you have a problem?
Next time he does it, I might be like, what the fuck? Or I might just start a fucking case study on him, just the piss Mona.
Be like the urinal pisser.
You can't make him think.
The curious case of the urinal pisser.
Yeah, you can't make him think it's a mean thing though. So you got to approach him and be like, I like to piss too.
Yeah, like, as a fellow human male, when I'm just standing there pissing, I only have one thought. Oh, fuck, that's hot.
Yeah, Will, you used to work there. You know exactly what bathroom I'm talking about.
That bathroom's tiny. It's very small. There was one time I tried to go one time, and there was like 3 people in there. Like, God damn, this is crowded.
3 people that over max capacity. Somebody using the sink.
And how is there 3 people in there already by the time you got this?
Well, one was in the stall, the other was on the urinal, and the other one was washing their hands.
Okay.
So I guess we'll just come back later.
It goes to say that if you knew who he was, right, because it's such a small bathroom, then he probably knows who you are.
Maybe, but all he saw of me was my feet and maybe me trying to like cover my ball sack through the crack.
Yo, I don't mean to feed your schizophrenic delusions, but you might be a targeted individual now.
You might be getting gangsta.
He might be stalking you. I would keep an eye out because you know his secret. Like Nick said earlier, you know what he did. Fucking last Monday.
This is calculated. He knows you know his secret. He wants you to know.
Yeah, that's part of the thrill. Is he's like, I gotta have somebody who knows. He's made it intimate with you. He's like a Zodiac killer.
You guys have a special relationship now, and you can't escape it.
The thing is like best case scenario, this dude was just fucking with me.
Worst case scenario, he gets so much pleasure out of pissing and or the stench of a fucking work bathroom that he's
right.
like, oh.
That or he's like, oh, that fat dude, his shit smells so like, oh, that's hot.
No, that's horrifying.
I'm surprised
that's
you didn't reach under and fucking try to steal your underwear or something.
Yeah, the smell of that hamburger helper was making him euphoric. Is that mac and cheese? Oh.
I'd be eating pasta dishes.
Yeah, this could be the start of something beautiful, though.
Yeah. I mean, it really could be a blooming and loving relationship for you.
You guys have like a symbiotic relationship, right? So you provide him with the smell that gets him off, and he provides you with a good story to tell.
It's just good stories for my podcast. You have a valid point.
Like, he approached me again.
Part of me hopes something like this happens again next week, so I can be like, guys.
Definitely keep us updated on this situation as it's clearly developing.
You need a study, take account of how smelly it is, and how much he moans. Maybe write that on the
count that shit.
Wall of the
have a fucking clipboard in there with you.
September
Like
7th.
Yesterday.
I took a
had
particularly
three
smelly shit today,
Egg salad.
and
egg salad
and
Taco
prime
Bell.
suspect walked in. This time he moaned at least this loud. Oh!
On the topic of bathrooms, does anybody else have a nice bathroom story they'd like to share?
Will and I kind of have a story, but it
we
didn't
could-
happen to us.
We could share that one. Feel like that one's all right.
It's a little more than all right.
Well, I mean, like, all right to tell.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure the guy was enjoying it. You want to go or what? What's up with that?
Yeah, I'll go to how it happened to me. So I just got out of my class. I'm walking to leave home or to go home. I see Level and one of our friends from high school, along with them, and I go, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And then our friend, he goes, "Yeah, I was in the bathroom earlier, and I was taking a shit, and I'm pretty sure that this guy in the stall over was jacking off, like right next to me." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay." And he said, "Yeah, I could see like the shadow of his hands, like he was definitely going." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I just kind of like walked it off after that. I'm just like, that was weird, I guess. It was funny, but I'm just like, wow, that's
I'm not even
something to hear.
surprised.
Dude, I got caught jerking off by my roommate in college once.
Yeah, but were you in a public bathroom?
And only lasted 30 seconds.
Yeah.
No, I've never been caught masturbating in a public bathroom.
Oh, it will happen.
I've never been masturbating in a public bathroom.
Happens to the best of us.
I don't like the fact you didn't specify that part, Dylan.
When
The only good bathroom story I really have is fucking one time at McDonald's when me and a lot of the lads in the friend group were working there. Somebody had
no. Okay.
somebody had produced a massive log in the men's toilet, in the men's room toilet, and it wouldn't flush. And our manager Chase, actually,
they weren't logs. They were
our general
balls.
manager at the
balls. They were balls of shit.
Okay, of a large quantity and texture.
Too big for a person to make.
Too big for a person, dude. Too big for a person. No man. Okay, no man did that. That was a beast. Anyway, it had to be dealt with because there's only one stall in the men's room, so somebody had to go in there and take care of it. And our general manager fucking elected our friend Tyler to go in there. And Tyler was like, dude, are you serious? And Tyler was like 17 at the time. Like, this is his first job ever, you know? He's in high school, and he's being asked to go into the bathroom and put gloves on and manually reach into the toilet and grab the shit out.
Dude, I would have quit on the spot.
It was so big the water was flushing around it.
I didn't get the chance. I didn't get the chance to see it or partake in the action. I was the motherfucker who had to hold the goddamn line by myself.
Hold the door.
As he went in the fucking bathroom and manhandled the fucking turds out of the goddamn toilet.
I think he took a picture of it.
He did. Hold on. I'll
documented it.
I'll put him in the Discord. Hold on. If I can just.
I got another.
I got a similar story though.
Here, you can go. You can go.
Actually, all of you guys might have heard this, but maybe Level hasn't. I know Nick's heard this, but the basketball shit that happened twice when I was in college.
Oh God,
that's not ringing any particular.
So I got up to get ready for class, and I was like walking in the bathroom. So like we didn't have bathrooms on our dorms. We had like a bathroom like on each floor. I like opened the door in there, and a buddy of mine all of a sudden just comes over to me and like grabs me by the shoulders, and he goes, dude, you have to fucking take a look at this. And I'm like, what the fuck? I just woke up. It's like 6 a.m. I had barely any sleep. And this was a point in time when I was like drinking incredible amounts of caffeine. So I was like miserable. So he brings me over to the fucking toilet and he just goes, fucking look. And by the way, there is a crowd of people around this toilet. there's like 2 or 3 dudes there. And he just goes, fucking look. And I look in the toilet. It is a single fucking turd. That is, it is like the size of my goddamn head, almost, dude. Just a single fucking turd. Basically as big around as well. And just the biggest fucking pile of shit I've ever seen. And I went like, oh, and everybody went like, yeah, right. Everybody had this fascination with what became known as the basketball turd. Because it was
Someone just gave birth and then went to class.
The toilet couldn't flush it. So the poor cleaning people had to do it.
Yeah, no, that brings a question. How did he do this silently without waking
I don't
up
know.
the entire floor?
It's got to be a lifetime of experience doing that.
The story gets better.
The man saw the birth and end of the universe from the beginning to end of that shit.
Cut 3 weeks later. I am on my way down. I lived on like the 3rd or 4th floor, I forget. And I'm like passing the 2nd floor. And I just hear, oh my fucking God, from the bathroom. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I go in there, and there's another crowd of people around a fucking another toilet. And I was like, no fucking way.
Strikes again.
And I went in there, and I saw it, and it happened a fucking second time. 2 days later, we have a fucking dorm meeting, and my RA, like, we're getting ready to wrap it up. And the fucking person in charge of the fucking building, like, is like, by the way, whoever's taking those monstrous shits in those toilets, you need to stop it because something's wrong with you. And everybody laughs. It was great, dude.
Oh, what the fuck?
I haven't fucking experienced anything remotely similar to that. In fact, my experience has been quite tame at Kawasaki. But at Kawasaki, the only thing I've experienced so far is someone literally not giving the slightest shit, pun intended. I was taking a nice bathroom break on my phone, looking at some videos from Instagram, and a dude walks in, gets to the toilet, flings his pants down, and just fucking lets a tornado out.
Oh, I've done that.
It didn't stop. He fucking shit straight for probably like 2 minutes, and then just cleaned and walked out in 5 minutes, took a monster shit, cleaned himself, and just went.
Those are those ones where you fucking you get done farting or letting out, and you just go, oh. You go, oh, that's hot.
That's disturbing.
I have a story. It's not my story. It's an age-old tale. I think I've told some of you guys.
Yeah,
before.
I know exactly what this is.
So I've gone to like tons of summer camps, and there's this one in particular that's pretty high quality. It's in a completely different state. It's pretty expensive, but it's really nice. And the head counselor and like the counselor hierarchy, he was telling us a story, and it was like not like everybody. It was like just a group of boys. Right, we were sharing some stories around a campfire, and he says, "Have you guys heard the Thor God of Thunder story?"
Oh, okay.
And we're all like, "No."
I've seen a goon text of this.
So he sits us down, and he's like, "All right, let me tell you. There was a camper once, a long, long time ago, who was constipated all week. It was really bad. He just." Whether he couldn't go or he refused to go, he just would not go. And he was only telling one person this, right? His best friend who also went to the camp, like, dude, I can't go. Like, this is a big issue. And it's a week-long camp. So they go, like, 3 days in, he still hasn't gone. 4 days in, he still hasn't gone. And this kid is, like, majorly lactose intolerant. And every single meal they have has cheese in it too, so he knows.
Oh no!
He's just terrified at like what's gonna happen to him.
Building up like a fucking cannon that keeps stuffing the gunpowder in him.
And he's scared to tell anybody. Like I haven't pooped in 6 days, so he goes all week just not pooping and only telling his friend. And his friend's like, "Dude, you gotta like tell somebody." And he's like, "No, I can't, man. I cannot." And on the last day, on the 7th day, they have a banquet. And so everybody dresses up all nice. The parents come to pick people up, and you like you just go through the week. They have like a slideshow with all the photos. So everybody's getting ready for this banquet, and they're in their cabin getting ready for the banquet. And this kid is like, "It's time," and his friend's like, "Oh no," because he knows exactly what that means. And he sprints to the bathroom. He gets on the stall, and for context, the bathroom and like shower house is like shares a wall with one of the girls' cabins. And it's kind of a weird setup. But this kid is sitting on this toilet fighting for his life, and he screams at the top of his lungs, "I am Thor, God of Thunder!" And the floodgates were open, and it just drained. And all day at the banquet, all the girls were talking about like someone was screaming in the bathroom, and then they heard like a massive rumble sound. And
Krakatoa.
Since then he's been a legend.
I love this man. He did not back down.
No, he stood in the face of God and let it loose.
All right,
I do have a
I
similar
think we should
story
change
that
topics.
yeah, we can't waste all of our shit stories on the
All right, fair enough. I'll save it for
second
next week.
episode.
We gotta span these out a little bit.
This episode is probably already going to be titled something about like we talk about our poop or something, you know?
Ha ha, funny poop.
The stinky cat. This is the stinky
Fucking
episode.
restroom quest.
So, just,
So what do you guys?
you were mentioning Sam Hyde earlier about like his boxing stuff.
Yeah, did anybody hear anything about the fucking Sam Hyde fight that happened?
Yeah, I knew.
Seen a single clip of it, and I was like, "No fucking way!" And I haven't looked any more into it.
I didn't even know
Threatening someone.
it was going on. Yeah, so he won by TKO, which if you're not familiar with boxing, counts as a knockout. TKO is usually
a knockout. Essentially, mean he's fucking done.
Yeah, typically it's a
doesn't it mean
referee
you're, like,
stoppage.
staggered beyond.
There's no more continuation of the match kind of thing.
Yeah. And
yeah, where they like call it for you.
it can be a controversial call, but sometimes you can watch when the ref calls like TKO and you're like, yeah, that dude was knocked out basically just stumbling around.
Dude
Anyways,
gets haymakered and banks his fucking skull off the mat at 1,000
he
miles per hour.
TKO'd this dude and fucking afterwards was like calling out Hassan Piker and was fucking threatening to go to his house and kill him.
In real life, he goes,
Sounds
I'm
like
gonna go to your
Sam Hyde.
house in Los Angeles and I'm gonna kill you. And they go in the ring and he goes, no, in real life.
Not heard anything about this.
I'll be right back.
Gotta say, one of the most Sam Hyde things I've heard come out of Sam Hyde's mouth.
Oh man, it was funny. It was very funny.
I've never delved into the Sam Hyde rabbit hole, so I like.
Oh my god.
I just
It's
know
not much
Dude,
of a
he has
rabbit
so
hole and
many
more of a
good
fucking. It's not much of a rabbit hole. It's more of a bored hole straight into hell. Because it's just like
Uncle Dylan, I know
every
in
time you
particular, has
think
seen a lot of this
Sam
stuff.
Hyde is
And
like tamed now. Like there's no more whack ass shit coming from him. He does something else, and it's not like in the negative light of like Chris Chan. It's just like he just does something even more fucking crazy, without fail.
Okay.
yeah, he goes from having an Adult Swim show canceled to selling fucking T-shirts that are now worth hundreds of dollars online and having a successful podcast. And now he's knocking motherfuckers out in the boxing ring. Well-known people. The dude he knocked out had like 600,000 Instagram followers. I don't even know who he was.
Well known. Doesn't know who he is.
Yeah, some Andrew Nate.
Not this fucker.
I would cry if he fucking clocked Andrew Tate in the jaw.
That'd be a funny fight, Sam Hyde versus fucking Andrew Tate.
Sam Hyde just grab him with like one hand around the fucking chest, pick him up. And
Okay, hold on. Keep in mind, Andrew Tate's a kickboxer, and a certified
he's like a
one.
champion.
Yeah, like a champion kickboxer. I'm pretty sure.
I'm
going to substitute your own reality with mine.
But Sam is also a fucking big guy for you, and for a lot of motherfuckers,
Sam
he's
Hyde
like
is legitimately
6'2",
a massive
6'3".
dude.
He has a lot of
fucking
mass,
tall
and
and-
recently with
He's
all the
tall
training
and
he's been
fucking
doing,
built for his height.
he's muscly. Like he's not like just some fat ass. You know what I mean?
I would honestly watch just to see like don't they have like a stare down Yeah, I'd like to see that.
But that's kind of a
Yeah,
thing
they have a stare down. He's screaming at him. He's screaming at him in like a fake Irish accent, and the other dude's laughing. Like he's acting like Conor McGregor. The other dude's just laughing, and Sam was throwing some good punches. He's a machine, dude.
What was this for? Was this like, who organized this?
Oh, I forget what the organization's called, but they do a bunch of like celebrity boxing and shit, I'm pretty sure. That's just become a thing now, where like it's just people love to watch different content creators and celebrities and shit beat the shit out of each other.
I think it's a good thing. I think it's like a.
I think it's a good thing too. I think we should bring back the age of being like obviously like being smarter than people is important, but being able to beat somebody's ass shows physical dominance. Okay, it shows that you can destroy them.
No one cares if you can fucking.
Anybody can debate somebody online, but a real man gets in the ring.
You can punch that basketball into smithereens.
Look at this little sissy using his brain. Come on, man.
Yeah.
We don't use brains around here, son.
Yeah, I ain't reading that dumbass paragraph. How about you put on a pair of gloves?
That's how we should do politics from now on, too. We just get...
Anytime there's a presidential election, they go to the fucking, like, I'm going to be honest, I don't fucking pay attention to politics too much anymore. Is it the presidential debate where they both kind of, like, talk on podiums about what they're going to do and shit like that?
Yeah, they should fight.
Presidential debate is literally just them walking to the stand. They get handed boxing gloves each. The stands get pulled away and they just fucking haymaker each other for like an hour.
Here's the thing about that though. Like a lot of people want the age of the president like to stop being so high. But like in this system, it has to be high. So like they have to be at least 80 years old. Otherwise it's not fair. So the strongest 80-year-old gets to
like the president has to be like physically fit as well.
And pass an IQ test.
Dude, I would not be against a system like that. Like a president has to be like physically. I feel like we should have an age cutoff, dude. Genuinely, I feel like a lot of old people are out of touch with the vast majority of like the country.
I think if they're going to be fighting, they have to be old. Otherwise, what's the point?
No, I genuinely feel like we should bring back the age of our leaders fighting on like not necessarily the front lines, but like. If there was something going on in the United States, like a foreign power was attacking or something, the president shouldn't fucking get on Air Force One and immediately retreat, to some fucking bunker. No, that should be fucking fighting, man.
Well, Tristan, you know why? You understand why that they don't do that anymore and why it was done in the first place, right?
I don't know why it was done in the first place. I know it's
because our leaders
anymore.
It was done because our leaders were not political leaders. Our leaders were military leaders. So they led from the front lines or sat back. They weren't like literally in the front lines necessarily, but they would sit back at a safe distance because they were literally commanding a battle.
Yeah.
And it now, like in most militaries, as far as like boots on the ground fighting, I don't think anybody above like a sergeant really does that.
No, that's why I specifically said, like, if it was, like, a foreign power invading the United States scenario. Because, like, obviously, like, I don't expect... we shouldn't even be in, like, fucking the Middle East and shit in the first place, let alone sending the president over there, sending the president over to Ukraine.
No, I would like to watch that happen. I would love to see George Bush.
That would be funny to see George W. Bush in Iraq.
Yeah.
In, like, an Abrams.
This one's one of them... M1A1 Abrams tanks.
Watch this drive.
Taliban.
Oh, it's the Taliban.
Taliban bunker.
Honestly, though, but what are you going to do if we send George Bush to Iraq and he actually starts doing stuff Rambo style? Are you going to be afraid of him?
I'd elect him for a third term.
Him? Yeah.
That would make me have more respect for him. Yeah, I'd elect him again. I'd be like, finally, a man of action.
You know what? He did 9/11, but he's all right.
Yeah, he did 9/11, but he's skillful with a knife.
Yeah.
Did you see him cut that dude's throat? Yeah. He came up behind. He didn't even see him.
He reversed ISIS to their ass.
Like hot knife.
He did a suplex on him and drove the knife into his sternum. It was sick.
That's my president.
4 more years.
Long live Bush.
He gave him the old George W.
Inglorious Bastards and car fucking GW in every person's face.
So how the fuck did we go from Sam Hyde to that?
I have no recollection.
Someone
of the last 5
mentioned
minutes.
political leaders, I think.
Yeah, we were saying powerful.
We were talking about political
fighting.
leaders fighting, and then, we went boxing, presidents fighting, Iraq, George W. Bush there.
It's
No.
honestly really easy.
4
to
more
see how that
years.
happened. Come on, guys.
Thought it was pretty linear.
With
I'm gonna start campaigning for George Bush again.
with the Sam Hyde stuff, I don't know the full story. Like, I don't know what his beef is with Hassan.
No, I think Hassan just has like is the opposite of Sam Hyde.
Yeah, I don't really like.
Bizarro.
I don't dislike Hassan, but I don't really care for his content. He runs in a lot of.
I have literally never heard of this.
He runs in a lot of streaming circles with people I really like. So where he first got famous is he worked for and his uncle owns the Young Turks.
Oh, okay. Jesus Christ!
So if you're familiar with what the Young Turks are,
I hate the Young Turks, dude. The Young Turks suck. So
he's a streamer who does like a lot of political stuff. Like liberal.
The shit apple doesn't fall far from the shit.
He's not alt left. I wouldn't say he's like extremist by any means. He is a little I think like socialist. But I just don't find his content interesting.
They're progressivist, but they're like fucking progressives in the worst ways, like in the most like non-progressive ways.
I don't really know much about the Young Turks.
I've never heard of him until just now.
Or Hassan for that matter. Like, I know who Hassan is, but I don't really know.
Is he strong looking? Like, if Sam Hyde fought him, would he destroy him?
He is like 6'4", broad-shouldered and shredded, but he's also like weirdly built like a box. Like, imagine if Kane, like, you know how Kane's torso is. You know how Kane's torso is like rectangular. He's really boxy.
Yes.
Imagine if he was taller and shredded, but still kept like the same torso shape.
Dude, I'm imagining
like a fucking door with legs.
Yeah, like
yeah, it's kind of like that. Things I know about Hassan, and I'm not talking shit because I don't know the man. Is things
on my mama.
I've heard
I can beat him up.
I've heard people say that he times himself when he masturbates. So he can keep up his. So he makes sure he can keep up his sexual stamina.
What?
Yeah, for one, I also know that dude fucks too. Like he gets hit on all the time by like e-girls and fucking influencers and shit. But I forget where I heard that. Somebody was like, that's what Hassan does. And they're like, what? And he's like, yeah, he just jacks off and he times himself to make sure he doesn't come before a certain time.
That's so cool, dude. So trad and so based.
So based and trad white.
He tried to debate. Speaking of a topic from last week, he was on a podcast with Andrew Tate and tried to debate Andrew Tate as to why Tate was wrong, which earned some brownie points in my book. But
we all hate Tate here.
I think just entertaining that guy in general is a bad idea.
I mean, I do too.
I hate Andrew Tate, and I love talking about people I hate, but it's really hard to not talk about people you hate. Because it's what they want.
I don't want to go into a whole fucking spiel about it again. We did it enough last week.
Respect that.
Yeah, and we already covered it slightly with him versus Sam Hyde. I do think that would be interesting. I do want to reiterate that just because of Tate's previous what was it? Kickboxing or whatever.
Yeah, him fighting KSI was like KSI wants to fight him. And
that would be interesting. I would watch it. All ideologies aside, I fucking would see. I want to see the man fight other celebrities.
Yeah, that leads me to question: What do you guys think about like all the influencer boxing shit?
I think it's cool.
About that.
I like it. I get to see people I like kick shit and people I don't like get their shit kicked.
I think it's genuinely entertaining and interesting.
Like I was telling, or like I said a minute ago with them, I think it's. Anybody can debate somebody online and shit, but whenever you can go in the ring and kick somebody's ass, that it means a lot more. It shows that you're more physically powerful than an individual.
A lot of the times, though, there's not necessarily beef involved, though.
Not necessarily.
I also know now
it's
that
also nice to be able to be like, that guy may have 6 million subscribers, but I can kick his ass. I did once,
That same event that Sam Hyde fought I Am Thompson or whatever the fuck, that was the first event, I think it was the first one, where the ICB, which is legitimately the influencer boxing, IBC, Influencer Boxing Championship. They had fucking 3 titles that went out that night. They have these people are like boxing for title belts now. And I'm like, you know what? The fucking WWE fan in me loves this with the boxing fan because it has a lot of the like, showmanship and like this is for entertainment shit that like professional wrestling does. But also
you can tell that a lot of the people setting it up, it's serious. Like this isn't just some backyard fucking where they have a box set up that everybody's no, it's fucking, it's cool. It's serious.
But they're also doing like actual professional fights and,
Yeah, it's done right.
I really dig it. And some of them aren't boring to watch box.
No, I will admit some of them are a little boring. Just some of the clips I've seen, because you can tell some of these fucking people have never done anything but maybe spar. It's like you've never fought an individual. Like,
yeah, but they'll never be the champion.
Have you guys seen the Matt Watson boxing match?
Yeah, he gets his ass.
He just gets his ass beat for like 15 seconds straight, and the guy calls the fight.
Yeah, he gets.
Did you see Ego? Didn't Ego Raptor get his shit destroyed too?
I don't think he got his shit destroyed. I think he did lose.
And I never saw clips of his fight.
Who did he fight against? Wasn't it like Harley or something?
He fought Harley.
Oh, what and Sam trained him. I shit you not, Sam Hyde trained Harley before that fight.
That's great.
I don't
know.
know.
And I remember Sam posting clips of. Wait, what?
I don't know who any of these people are.
Ego Raptor is Aaron. Yeah, Harley's the big bearded dude from Epic Mealtime. Ego Raptor is Aaron from Game Grumps.
Got you.
And then Matt Watson is Matt from Super Mega.
Wasn't Aaron the one who cheated on his super hot wife for a very ugly chick?
No.
Oh.
No, dude. You're thinking,
aren't you? Are you talking about when? Are you talking about Ross's wife?
Oh, with Pro Jared?
Yeah, with Pro Jared.
Maybe, I think.
But they were split. They were also split up when that happened. So I
don't think they were.
No, Ross said that they were split up when that happened.
He was with Preston at the time.
Because people were getting. I remember when that shit was going down
at the time. I remember.
Yeah.
They were a cute couple.
Yeah, well, Preston wouldn't shut up about it, so.
Pro Jared, more like
I got so much dick last night from Pro Jared. He's pro in a lot of things, and I was like, "Don't talk to me."
That's. Did you like make?
I'm trying to make books here.
Wow. So there's this Boogie tried to fight him, and then somebody else who is. Are you guys fans of?
To do this shot in the air.
Yeah, it is. I think that guy he tried to fight, and that guy is another like human piece of garbage. Who am I thinking of?
You're thinking of PewDiePie.
Yeah. Man, that was kind of messed up when PewDiePie shot all those people, though.
Yeah, dude, when he went to that crowd...
Whenever he started maniacally laughing, I wasn't sure if that was the real PewDiePie or not.
And he went, how's it going, bros? And he bro-fisted them so hard it exploded 8 people.
Whenever he said,
Boogie...
and then he cracks someone's spine.
I heard PewDiePie was off like several tabs of like acid whenever he was doing that, so he thought everyone he was shooting was barrels.
Yeah, he went barrels, he went Stefano, and he's looking over at like a monument.
It's the fucking Lincoln Memorial.
Yeah, Stefano, help me.
Fucked up on PCP.
Yeah, no, they still haven't cleaned off the memorial from all that blood.
That's so sad.
Like, kill them.
The blood is part of the memorial now. The memorial to his glory.
It's actually called the PewDiePie Memorial.
The PewDiePie Memorial. That's really chill.
People go there, they kneel down, they look towards the sky and go, PewDiePie.
They go bro fist into heaven, bro.
Yeah, they bro fist into heaven. Good grief.
Yada yada.
Grief. You've been saying that a lot. Every time you say that, I make like a Charlie Brown joke.
I've said it a lot.
You said that last time, so whenever he said that this time, I imagined fucking Charlie Brown in my head.
Look, I'm not saying those victims, I should victim blame here, but like they had it coming.
Snoopy had it coming.
Charlie Brown?
No.
Yeah, dude.
Does Charlie Brown have victims?
I mean...
Yeah, haven't you seen the Christmas special?
Well,
It wasn't much of a
not
special, honestly.
Dude, I can't believe he did that to Linus, his own best friend.
Yeah.
That was a snuff
It
film.
was weird that it was like Islamified.
Yeah, it was really odd. They didn't have to recite the entire Quran before the beheading sequence. I thought that was really unnecessary and kind of distasteful.
Yeah, and they had to remove
excessive.
Pigpen because they don't eat pork.
Yeah, they had to call him Pestilence Pen.
Yeah, it was the Christmas special. Charlie joins ISIS is what it was.
That was chill.
Yeah,
That was chill.
it's like he beheads everyone.
Instead of like the cheerful like piano music in the background, it's like that's cool, dude. That'd be really chill.
They're also.
I wish.
It's kind of weird that they removed all the girls for that special too.
No, they didn't remove
They didn't,
them.
they just had
it was
them all
just a black
hijabed up.
background, and they had black hijabs on, so they
Hijab,
blended in.
not
It was what it looked
hajib.
like
Ugh.
hajib.
Oh, that's why there were all those floating eyes. Okay.
Yeah, that was people. That was Lucy.
Yeah, they also went wah 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 this time too.
Yeah, they were like, whatever they're saying isn't important.
Oh my god.
This
Charlie
is a
Brown
dig
said that
at
in the beginning, just to
ISIS,
clarify.
not Islam in general. I want that to go on the record.
Whatever they're saying isn't
You want to
important.
go on the record?
The
That's how
CD
the
lost
special
cast about to
started.
make is to was.
Yeah.
Oh, the special starts. Charlie Brown looks at the camera. Whatever they're saying isn't important.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, and then fucking suicide bombs, I don't fucking know.
They had that weird
Snoop
part in the
Hamid,
middle.
come to me.
You gave up halfway through
Snoop
there, bud.
Hamid?
Yeah. And the dog comes out. What would the joke with that be? I can't think of any dog
I don't know,
Islam
they would
jokes.
eat him or something.
I don't got any
They don't do that.
I don't got any jokes I want to say on the air.
Yeah, I'm gonna plead the
Keep
fifth.
those jokes for in private.
That's for the CD found
Not very
tapes.
rapid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are for the real CD lost tapes, the ones that should never have seen the light of day.
The ones that should not have been found.
I feel like that'd be just like all of our old Discord calls.
Who
Yeah.
would be, if ever somehow we got an audience, who would be the first of us to get canceled? Kane aside.
Like, damn it.
Tristan.
Yeah, probably me. They could probably dredge up. I'm still getting posts banned occasionally on my account that contain some fucking slur or something.
When you
Listen,
were
man,
like
I'm not
15 or
against.
16.
Yeah, like I'm obviously against. No, it's not even me saying slurs. It'll be like a green text, and it'll be like, my brother was being an F word, you know, and it'll get
Mhm.
taken down. They don't allow that anymore.
I've noticed like on all the green text accounts that I follow, they like censor out like even like crap and stuff.
Oh,
See,
crap,
and I'm
Lois.
not doing
Family
that.
Guy could
I'm
not
doing
exist
that.
on Instagram.
Family Guy wouldn't make it on Instagram.
Family
dude.
Yeah.
Guy, I'll be happy with that.
Holy
Why do you
crap,
think they
Lois,
only
I'm on
show
Instagram.
Family Guy moments on Instagram? They only show the parts that are Instagram safe.
And only the ones that are funny as well.
They can't
You know
say they can't show
Family
Peter
Guy
saying
impression
rape
is
them and
too
kill them.
far.
You can't even show Quagmire.
Yeah, giggity.
Giggity.
They can't show Quagmire transforming into a toilet with fucking edgy music playing in the background. Dun, 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 dun.
Who's your guys' favorite Family Guy character? I think mine would definitely be Peter himself, the main man.
Peter is rather
Very
comical. He's filled with a whimsical sense of wonder.
Yeah.
He sees the world as a child.
Every time he says something funny, I start laughing hysterically. I kick my feet back. I start clapping. And I start squealing.
I don't know. I've
That-
only ever seen the
that fat
episode
man
where he
is
like
so
beats
funny.
up a 12-year-old kid.
Dude, every day when I get home from work and I turn on Family Guy, I have a Drake moment where I grab the remote and I swirl my finger over it for a second and I go, "Don't mind if I do."
That's me with King of the Hill when I get back from school.
Every time I get home from Kawasaki, I walk to the front door and I glare at Colleen, and I sit there and I glare at her for a moment and I go, "Is it ready?" And she'll say yes as I immediately march to the living room and see my Family Guy set up with life-size figurines of all the Family Guy characters, all sitting in a Family Guy themed living room as I get ready to watch Family Guy.
Except for the
You told me
eggs
you were
in the
going to do the
trash.
Family Guy themed room, the family room, the true family room. You have like a couch that looks exactly like Peter's, right?
Yeah.
The whole room is set up the same way.
It's literally no, it's not a couch, it's a chair.
Do you still have
Dude,
the
that's so
figurines in
cool.
the jars, or
We don't talk.
He's
about
still working
Okay.
Still working on
on that project. That's ongoing.
that'll
Classified.
be another month and done. I think.
They're marinating still.
So
What are we talking about?
Tapes, episode 5. We'll
No,
talk
We're
about
talking
it.
about one jar, one Hank figure, or not Hank. Family Man, Lois.
One jar, one Lois.
Oh, Peter.
Oh, Peter!
Why am I in a jar?
Yeah, Lois, you're in a jar. Yeah.
I'm gonna come in a jar.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the time where I put my Little Pony figure in a jar and left it on the radiator.
Yikes.
And Chris found it and drank it because he's a dumb retard. Yeah.
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 My son's disabled.
That's literally like any Chris joke in the fucking series. It's always, my son's disabled, my daughter's ugly.
Yeah, and
Shut up,
Chris
Meg.
Chris comes in and he's like, "Dad, I'm disabled."
I got my dick stuck in the toilet seat.
Oh, I hate to railroad us off of this wonderful topic, but what is some of your guys' like favorite war shit that was ever made? Like,
War
it could be
shit?
ingenious or super simple, or super important or not important at all. But like something I saw the other day that made me go like, "Fucking, this is an ingenious invention." Was fake air vents on bunkers.
Oh, yeah, where they would
like,
throw the fucking grenade in and it would roll back.
It was made so they'd fucking throw explosives in it, but it's a fucking fake air vent. So it goes in like one vent on the top and just circles down to a vent on the bottom. So you throw like a fucking bundle of grenades in there and it just rolls out the bottom and kills everyone outside of the fucking bunker.
I think Family Guy is my favorite warfare invention because I'm really.
It's pretty good propaganda.
Hey,
Yeah.
Lois, I'm gonna go drop the bomb.
That did
Yeah.
not sound sane.
You don't call me Fat Man for a reason.
Hey, Lois. You know
Stewie,
what?
get in here. We can have little boy as well.
I knew that Family Guy had a capitalist agenda. That one time that Peter looked into the camera and explained for like 5 minutes in detail why he loved working his 9 to 5 and then spending all of his money on commodities, like working or living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, but then Chris had to come in and interrupt it and be like, "Dad, they hit the Pentagon," you know.
You're like, Dad, any channel, any channel.
Doesn't matter.
the Pentagon!
That's a good picture. The one with Mater.
Yeah, that's what I was going for right there.
They're broadcasting Mater on all channels.
Yeah, it's just that video played over and over on a loop. Dang,
It's
gun, they
just
hit the
Mater's
Pentagon.
thing.
Dang, gun, they
I
hit the
want
Pentagon.
Dude, that could be some like Chinese torch shit as they just play that video nonstop, like full volume headphones on.
No,
That's
that's
all
what
they
I.
do.
That's what I meditate to. It wouldn't work. It would make me stronger.
That's because you make it your strength. It's most men's weakness.
Yeah, eventually you wouldn't even be hearing it. You would be past words in English. You'd be ego deathing.
Exactly. It's like taking small doses of poison until you're just immune to it.
Yeah. When I inhaled
me,
the
but
bleached
with
ammonia
meth.
fumes, it's like with shamanic intent.
This isn't poison. Meth is an enhancement drug, I think.
Yeah, but I've microdosed meth for so long that I'm
Look what
immune
it did
to
to
it.
Jesse Pinkman.
Here's an interesting question, Dylan, man of science.
Dylan, man of science.
Is meth neurotoxic?
Isn't that
Do
from
you know if meth is like a neurotoxic chemical? Like pure meth. Like I'm not talking about like meth you get from a fucking hillbilly that has, battery acid and trace amounts of rat poison in it. I mean, like, is the chemical methamphetamine like is it neurotoxic? Does it cause long-term physical or mental negative symptoms when used long-term?
Oh yes, for sure. Like, I don't.
Because I know, amphetamines is like a legal version of meth. It's like chemically similar.
Amphetamines are a class of drug. Methamphetamine is one of those. It's like a class of chemicals.
What? I thought literally like Adderall. I thought like the chemical that is literally amphetamine.
I don't think it is. I think it's something amphetamine.
I think another fucking drug in the amphetamine class is actually MDMA. I forget what it stands for, but it's more psycho. It's a hallucinogen. It's like a psychedelic. That's actually a really interesting class of drugs. If you've never looked into them, is psychoactive stimulants, or not psychoactive, psychedelic stimulants.
Would you be willing to briefly explain what that is? I'm intrigued already.
It's a class of drugs that like acts
Adderall.
specifically like two different things, like psychedelics and stimulants, like amphetamine, meth, and stuff. One that I know of off the top of my head that is pretty wide known is actually MDMA, Molly or ecstasy. It has stimulant-like effects because it's literally in the same class as it's an amphetamine. I forget what the full name is. If somebody would be willing to search that really quick.
It is.
But
yeah, Jimmy, pull that up real quick.
methylene dioxymethamphetamine.
Yes.
3,4.
And I see. That's why I asked about meth, because I know ecstasy is like neurotoxic.
Commonly seen in tablet form as ecstasy and crystal form as Molly. Yeah. By the way, Adderall is 4 different types of amphetamine salts, 2 composed of equal parts, 2 things of different amphetamine chemicals, 1 dextroamphetamine, and then levoamphetamine.
Interesting. Another interesting psychostimulant besides MDMA, because everybody knows about MDMA, it's like the love drug. It has serious therapeutic benefit, and it's also an interesting recreational drug, but it's not something that you use long term. It literally depletes your fucking dopamine in your brain, or is it your dopamine and your serotonin?
Isn't suicide one of the biggest?
I'm pretty sure it fries your serotonin receptors is what it does.
That basically means that you just fucking lose all happiness essentially over time. Like you
become literally, after a high dose of MDMA, there's like a up to a month of like depression, like a low.
That's rough.
Yeah, I believe that suicide is like common amongst like Molly addicts. And also,
because it is addictive as well. It's addictive, like not only like mentally, because it makes you feel really good, but it's in the amphetamine. Like amphetamines are usually addictive.
Very addictive.
Like physically addictive. Like you'll go through withdrawal symptoms when you quit using them if you've been using them for an extended period of time.
What is it, like the Tuesday blues or something that they call it? I forget what it's called. It's like the something has something to do with the day. But they call it where it's like if you're just taking MDMA occasionally, it's only going to affect you. You're not going to necessarily be fucked all week, or depending on the dose as well. There's usually
a lot of people just have a day crash afterwards.
Yeah,
a lot of people
that's why I think it's called like the Tuesday blues or like the Monday blues or some shit like that, where it's like, oh yeah, they call it that because if you're a club goer, that's the day where you are like insanely depressed.
Yeah, like it's leaving your system and your fucking, I forget exactly how it works. It like floods your brain with like dopamine or serotonin.
Yeah, it floods it with so much like happy chemicals that your body like has to take a day to like make more.
Has to recharge. Yeah, it literally has to like fucking recharge. It's fucking ridiculous. A really interesting one that I did want to mention though is a psychedelic stimulant that I had no idea existed, because there's an insane market of research chemicals and stuff on the dark web and Tor and whatnot. It's ever evolving, ever developing, especially with today's technology and shit. Like people can have professional labs on an insane scale compared to what they could do in like the fucking 60s and 70s, man. The equipment that you can buy off fucking, besides the point, it's called DOC, like all caps DOC. And I forget exactly what it stands for. It's a little well known. It's not well known, but like if you search it, like if you were to search DOC drug, you could probably find something on Arrowid about it. But it lasts anywhere between 18 and 36 hours. It's kind of like LSD in the sense where it's an extended trip, but it lasts that long and you're awake for the entire time because it's a stimulant and that you can't go to sleep. You know what I mean? You're active, which on one hand sounds terrifying because I'm like, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? Hallucinating for, a day and a half sounds not really pleasant, because I've tried LSD before and I'm good by the end, you know what I mean? Like 8 hours is quite a long time to be under the influence of something that's affecting your perception that much.
I've never purposefully tripped.
Well, no one does. It just kind of happens. I mean, you step on a stick the wrong way.
You know what I mean?
Out.
I've never like purposefully done a hallucinogen or anything. Well, rather, I've never purposely gotten high off one. I got fucked up when I was sick once on cough medicine that had
That
dextromorphazane in it,
DXM.
and I was in for a ride. I was seeing like shadow figures and shit. That was fun.
That delirium be hitting.
Yeah, I it wasn't like a bad trip. I was watching some video of medieval knights, and in my head, I was, well, man, it's hard to explain. What I was hallucinating and what I was thinking were pretty well lining up. And I remember like staring at my ceiling and like fucking mouth open, slack jawed drool, and basically seeing like fucking knights fighting in circles around me.
Oh man, there was a guy at work that used to just chug cough syrup.
You're joking.
No, I'm not.
You told me about this guy, or someone has.
This guy was a closer, like a consistent closer. He would have a set time every night where he would be like, okay, I'm going to take a break from doing the dishes. I'm going to go outside real quick. And this dude would pull out, he kept like at least 3 of them on him. A whole bottle of cough syrup, and he would just chug it.
What cough syrup was it, do you know?
I don't know. I just know this guy really liked cough syrup. He got fired for, well, I'm not going to say what he got fired for, but like we weren't telling people the actual reason he got fired for, so we were just telling people he got fired for drinking cough syrup, as if that's not already a reason to fire him. So he was an interesting dude. But yeah, he would just...
What a nice critter.
He would just
good critter. Oh, who's a good little critter?
You're an interesting critter, man.
You're an interesting critter, bro.
Man. Oh, Tristan, what's that one that you were telling me about that one time? That's like a nightmare, like a bad trip drug that people take if they want
Datura.
Datura, yes.
Devil's Trumpet. Yeah, Datura is a fucking interesting one, man. That's one of those substances where almost every single time you're stepping into like a nightmare. Like from what I've read, it's literally full on hallucinations. Like not like, oh look, the wall's rippling, or my hand looks far away, the mirror looks cool. No, it's like you'll be having a conversation with your friend who suddenly appeared there, and for some reason it just makes sense to you at the time that he's there now. And you'll have a conversation with him for 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden you look back and he's not there, and then you're in your living room all of a sudden, and you're not outside anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like you literally don't know what's going on. Like,
isn't that also the one that people describe like, oh yeah, I went to literal hell?
No, literally, like in some people, it can they put you in states of like confusion and delirium, and it can manifest as like insects and shit. Like, you know how like people like they take Benadryl, you know, it's like
they go to the bug dimension, yeah,
whatnot. Yeah, they go to the bug dimension. It's kind of like that, like where you can have the sensation of fucking bugs crawling on your skin and shit. Like people on Datura have harmed themselves from like scratching their skin, scratching their face and eyes. It's terrifying, and it's literally just a plant. Like it's no, you know, chemical nightmare that was made in some lab. Like this is something. I think the seeds are like the most potent part. Like if you chew like 1 or 2 seeds, you're going to have a tale to tell for sure.
Shout out to cavemen for just raw dogging life like that.
Yeah, how many fucking cavemen do you think got like accidentally fucking psycho out of their mind because they just were like, what plant do?
Dude, okay, I know
what plant do? Me in hell. Oh no,
true,
bad plant.
Stoned ape theory is really interesting. As somebody that's done mushrooms a couple times, like the thought of a monkey and monkeys are smart, you know what I mean? Like they're very smart fucking creatures. The thought of them like doing a psychedelic, especially one that's like just basically a de-evolved human, you know, where it's like a maybe even an ape that walks upright, if only sometimes, you know what I mean? Them taking mushrooms and it being like a key into like actually activating like self-awareness or consciousness, you know what I mean? Being like, oh shit, like I'm here, like I'm awake, like whoa,
we in this bitch.
Yeah, like we in this you know. No, I think that's a really interesting theory. I don't know if there's a lot of merit to it, just because it is extremely far fetched. But I've
you gotta try this,
experienced
bro.
some of the more intense effects of mushrooms, and I don't know. I feel like there's serious knowledge within them.
You kind of reminded me of a video I want to show you. I should send you if I can find it. It's a guy basically talking about the evolution of humans. Like that's what a lot of his YouTube channel is about. That I just randomly stumbled upon, and it kind of changed. He has this whole video on how like we see the evolution. How the famous picture of like what I forget what it's called, but it's like humanity's walk into the future or something, where it like shows the chimp, and then as it slowly like it shows like the evolutionary steps into man.
Oh yeah.
It was talking about how there's a very good chance, or that not necessarily a very good chance, but that evidence shows that the last common ancestor between us and chimps weren't knuckle walkers like chimps were. They walked on 2 feet, and that monkeys like chimps re-evolved to walk the way they do.
Really?
So it was like, yeah, that's wrong, because our earliest ancestor, like when we relate to chimps, for one, did not look fully like either of us, but for two, were basically probably just like fully bipedal. And I was like, that's interesting. And it was a really well put together video.
It is interesting.
By this guy who was like a paleontologist in there or something, and now I think he just makes YouTube videos and interviews people who know more about shit than he does. But there for a bit, like my obsession of learning was about human evolution and different hominids. Like that was cool, like Denisovans. And
I've just started diving into that topic recently. Actually, I found some YouTube channel called North something, North 415 or something, and he does a lot of like ancestral human videos. And he did a video on all the human subspecies that are currently known about, or not human like Homo sapien, but like all the ones that evolved in like different like known and unique like bone structure cultures and shit. And yeah, there's a lot of interesting different states of humanity scattered throughout the years and throughout the planet.
I wonder if I can find this dude's. Here it is. The dude's channel is Stefan Milo or Stefan Milo something. He's relatively small on YouTube. He has 224,000 subscribers, which is big enough to have a large size audience. But in terms of modern YouTube, it's kind of
still small.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find. He covers all sorts of history, from like even things like the Bronze Age collapse, which is fucking interesting.
Have you ever heard of a page called Minuteman Men?
Sounds familiar.
He does a lot of archaeology videos. Apparently he used to. I don't have TikTok or anything, but apparently he started out on TikTok, but he makes like YouTube videos now, like full YouTube videos. They're really interesting. It was actually kind of what started my dive into like more like history shit, because I think like dinosaurs and a lot of like prehistoric animals and shit are interesting, but I've never really paid humans much attention.
You guys want to wrap?
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
We had I think a healthy session there.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening to the podcast. If you want to follow any of our socials, you can follow me, Uncle Dylan, at on Twitch at twitch.tv/EpicPrince15. You can also follow my currently unused Instagram at A Dungeon Master's Journey.
Okay, yeah. Follow me home. You won't regret it. I promise.
You will regret it. You will absolutely regret it.
Shut up.
You'll never see your parents again because we're going to fucking India.
We're going to Disneyland.
No, dude. No, India, no.
But you can follow Tristan on Instagram at he has 2 accounts. He has, what is it? Dion Heilige or something like that. I can't speak German.
Yes, sir.
And then Darren Heilige. And then Will is at Salt Shaker. It's with some underscores.
Yes. There's 4 of them. I won't tell you where they are, though.
Will or Level, do you got anything you want to plug?
My butt, sometimes.
Or Nick, anything?
Sometimes. I've got nothing.
The other thing I want to plug is it's in the works right now, but if you're interested in not necessarily D&D live play, but learning about D&D, there is a podcast in the works. It'll be out probably within the next month or two. That is me, Nick, and our friend Alex talking about D&D as a game and what it's like to run it and what it's like to play it. Other than that, if you find us on various podcasting things, make sure to like and leave a review. It helps a lot. Like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. And please, if you enjoyed it, tell people about it. And also tell other people about it, because we're small. We're, just a group of friends in the middle of fucking nowhere. And word of mouth is the biggest way for us to grow. We don't have any good way of marketing right now.
Give us some feedback as well.
Absolutely. We want feedback.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you want to fucking critique our talkage of shit, literal shit in bathrooms, or if you want to talk about the fucking theoretical sciences of Andrew Tate.
You're like, man, I hate that Nick guy. I just hate him, dude. He's so bad. He's so annoying.
Please leave hate.
He was so problematic.
Yeah, please leave hate comments. We will make fun of you.
Nick.
Yeah, if you leave a funny enough hate comment, we'll probably feature you on the show. No lie.
Yeah, and if you don't like Nick, we're all in the same boat here. Just say it, please.
We just kind of have him around.
Yeah, I'm kind of just.
Yeah, keep in mind that this is like a survivor project. We can vote him off.
Yeah, and he will die. So
yeah, we can tribally kill him.
What am I gonna do? Make my own podcast?
No,
you just might.
And
no one's stopping you. I mean,
and with that, have a good one.